Canucks TV debuted a new show called The Page, a roundtable discussion hosted by the silver-haired Dean of Local Sportscasters, Barry MacDonald, along with ex-NHLer Cliff Ronning and scribes Iain MacIntyre of The Sun and Ed Willis of The Province. Here's just a taste of what they're talking about.
I don't think, in my estimation, that bigger, stronger, faster, and clearly they are, necessarily means better in terms of the overall product. And is it simply because we can't? I mean, some of the greatest goals. Remember the goal that Denny Savard scored against for Chicago against Edmonton, I believe it was. Somebody would stop him at some point.
Well, no, and I spend a lot of time with the '87 Canada Cup watching, those 3-game finals, and you see plays. You see Gretzky setting up behind the net, and it seems like he's got. I mean, you can time him with the watch, or when he does that little hook move at the blue line, and there's all this beautiful space, and he's picking guys out, and when the Russians turn, there's this great space, and this wonderful this wonderful easel for these artists to paint beautiful pictures on, and you just don't see it because it's such a fast game now. So the bigger and faster, in my mind, works against it because there is so little time now, and it's like you're dealing in split seconds. And before, when you watch the game in the 80s and 90s, and Cliff could speak to this more eloquently than I could, there just seemed to be a little more, just that extra split second of time and that little space so these great players, could do their thing. And to me, that's what's missing from this game.
Well, Cliff, just before we do break, Cliff, I will put it to you. I mean, sometimes when guys have retired, they'll look at today's game and say, it's not as good. I don't know if that's the way that's the way you are. I've never thought you'd be a real negative person to look back and say it wasn't as good as when we played. So resist that temptation and tell me, do you think it's as exciting now as it was then?
I think it's faster. Yes, the players are bigger, but everything they're taught is north-south. And I think growing up as a hockey player in our younger days, we were taught kind of by the Alex Shabickis that played back in the 20s with New York, and it was about building momentum with the puck coming up the ice. You might, instead of going straight in and dump it in, you might take it and go east to west, and then look for someone coming with speed from behind and give them the puck. Which
is what Sather did with those Oilers teams.
And to me, that when you do that, what happens is the game becomes exciting, because now you're going to get chances when it's a 2-on-1, you're going to get a 3-on-2, you're going to get a defenseman jumping up in the play and creating odd man rushes. And right now, you see guys coming up the ice. Once they hit the red line, they're thinking, okay, I got to dump it in if no one's open, and then start rotating it in the corners and trying to make plays from there. And I think opening up the game by having players that go east to west a little bit more seem to make those nice cross-ice passes, and it's a fun way to watch the game.